Hello, gentlemen. Every single day that passes, mankind advances itself materially. As an aside, even though we regress intellectually, we progress materially. And when I say materially, I don't just mean Tag Heuer Rolex watches and brand new Mercedes and Brioni suits. I'm not talking about that part of the material world. I'm talking about the technological part. Who'd ever thought that you have a refrigerator with a TV screen in it, or a smart home, or a smart watch? As a Gen Xer, you probably thought this was George Jetson shit that we seeing now. I would imagine that even some millennials probably thought the same thing. And so, as we progress ourselves materially, we find ways to make technology amuse us, to make up for what we see are life's little shortcomings or major shortcomings in life. So, given the enmity that has existed in Western society for many years now between the two genders, should it be a surprise that some robotics companies and some computer startups will try to invent sex robots? Should that be a surprise? I don't think so. Now, there has been quite a noted bit of progress in this field. And when artificial technology is finally married to advanced robotics, then you will see, a fully actuated companionship automaton, for lack of a better term. I've seen demonstrations online of these, the talking and moving and everything. Pretty good. Now, at first, I know that when these come out, they will be prohibitively expensive, and you might even see, people owning basically robot brothels. That is one thing that you'll see. But like most technology, as time goes by, it will become cheaper. The same way that the first CD player that came out, I think it was something like $625 suggested retail price. And now you can't even give a damn CD player away. And so, with the pedantic development of the eventual companionship automaton, sex robot, if you will, you have quite a few feminists coming out saying that they should be banned because they're going to damage, the personal relations between real people and all of this. Really, but what the problem really is that these feminists that come out and say this are actually just worried about the bargaining power of women. Let's just be real here. That is the crux of their point. They're really worried about the bargaining power of women and how it will be seriously compromised, if not utterly destroyed, by the eventual development and sale of these devices. So I want you to juxtapose all of the wailing and gnashing of teeth when it comes to the eventual development of companionship automatons, sex robots, if you will. I want you to juxtapose that next to how frequently when you look at political programming, be it CNN, NPR, C-SPAN, Fox News, how you will frequently see some foreign feminist that has been educated in America, of course, probably a CIA operative, but I digress. Somebody like maybe a Christine Amanpour, if you know who she is, will come on and say some of the most solipsistic things about war that I've ever heard. They will actually posit to people that, hey, you know, of course, I'm always a proponent of the diplomatic process with aims of achieving foreign policy, because I'm against wars, because some of the worst victims of wars are women and how they cause humanitarian disasters and women and children suffer. That's the most solipsistic. What about all of the men that get sent off to die in wars? What about all of the guys that join the service wanting school money or join the service to get out of whatever small dirt ass town that they in or whatever hood that they in the big city, that join the service and come back with no legs or don't come back at all? What about them? Hell, what about the bottom line? What about the fact that every day you and me have to get in our cars and ride over a crumbling infrastructure and replace our damn shocks and struts twice a year and beat the hell out of our tires? But when Veterans Day comes or when 4th of July comes, you can go to an air show and see $1 billion of technology just flying right over your damn head. If nothing else, ain't that a reason to endorse the diplomatic process in achieving foreign policy? Just straight cash money, other than some solipsistic rant with a sad violin in the background about what war does to women, even though women are mostly not the ones fighting wars. No offense to any woman that's been in the military. I'm just saying that, to my knowledge, only Israel is letting women serve in full-fledged combat roles, including infantry. Currently, to my knowledge, I'm just saying. So they will frequently come on and say and talk about war and what it does to women. But these same feminists will talk about sex robots and what they're going to do to the relations between men and women. But why won't they say anything about the trillions of dollars around the world that are being poured into the development of robots for war? Have you seen that latest, the little 4-treaded tank type of deal that the Marines are testing with the machine gun on top? Have you seen that? I'm told that right now Israel has what is damn near like the precursor to Skynet. They have a semi-autonomous system that they send up a number of drones armed with missiles and bombs into the air, orbiting over a certain airspace. And they have a standalone semi-autonomous, like a trailer that they can dig a hole, park it somewhere, put camouflage netting on top of it, and poke the antennas out, and it can send signals, and it can actually analyze the raw data coming back in from these drones and select and designate and give the command to fire on targets. And I'm told that this weapon system has been used in the conflict in Yemen. I'm told that it's been used against Hezbollah in their conflict on rather Gaza Strip with Hezbollah. So why aren't they saying anything about that? They just talk about war as a generality, but now that maybe the incidence of war might be going higher, because now you don't have to feel the guilt of sending, mother sons to die in conflicts around the world when you can send robots. So now we might see even more proxy wars, more collateral damage, more civilian deaths than ever before. Now that people feel like this is a remote control video game thing that they can do. Look at the exponential amount of deaths that came behind all of the millions, the thousands, if not millions, of drone strikes during the Bush administration and during the Obama administration. Look at all of those drone strikes. I didn't hear a feminist say a damn thing about the development of drones, but they will whine and gripe about sex robots. I'm not hearing with all of these new different robots that the United States, Russia, and other countries are testing. I didn't hear them say anything about the development of these robots, but they will gripe and whine about sex robots. I just wanted to take this video as yet another chance to point out the inherent idiocy and hypocrisy that is behind feminism. This has been a Red Pill PSA.